Hi, I'm Nancy Murphy from Yellow Dot Artist. Remember to like and subscribe if you like this video. So today we're going to be painting a very simple tree, and this is my reference photo. Before you start, it's good to make your picture black and white if possible, because you're going to be looking for the deepest shades of the tree and the brightest brights and the midtones as you go along. In this picture, I went ahead and I circled the darkest darks, most of them anyway, so that you can see what you're looking for. Now it's time to do the sketch. Look at your canvas and put little marks for how tall and how low and how far on each side you want your painting to go. You can go over it or under it, but just to kind of help you place the reference. That's the top of the tree trunk. And just roughly sketch. It's kind of hard to sketch when I'm holding the camera. Now do the outline within that box that you created. So I'm going to put it in fast motion, but I'm just pretty much doing the outside of it. Then I pull out my reference where I've marked the darkest darks right here. I kind of block them in. After doing the video, I realized I probably shouldn't have done it at this point, so you can skip this or do it later on. I'm going back to where I should have, and I'm starting to draw in the inside of the tree, the branches, and you don't have to be exact, just kind of do a rough estimate. My goal with painting is never to do an exact replica of the reference photo. Now the fun part begins. We're going to tone the canvas. So just take burnt umber or some dark color, mix it with a lot of water to make it very thin, and apply an even coat over the entire canvas. And if it's too thick like mine was to see the painting, I just took a damp paper towel and I brushed off a little bit of it, or wiped it off. So while the paint is still a little wet, you want to take either a wet brush or a damp paper towel and just mark out the lightest light areas in the painting. And again, it doesn't need to be exact, you're just doing an approximate. Now mix in a little more of that dark brown you used to thicken the paint and go over the branches with the new darker paint to highlight them. And then using your reference photo, look at the darkest dark shadowed areas of the painting and just kind of blob it in. You're just blocking the color so that you know where the shadows are. Now you're going to mix up the shades of green. So you're looking for the darkest darks, like in the reference, the lightest lights, and the midtones. And you're going to color them in using different shades of green. We'll start with the darkest dark. So I'm using a small brush and just dabbing it in. As you see in the reference photo, parts of the sky comes through. Don't worry about leaving or leaving that open. We'll go back with blue background paint and add bits of sky coming through. So on the trunk, I also added the darkest color there. Although the trunk isn't green, there is reflection from the grass being cast onto it as well as from the tree. Now I take the mid-tone green and start adding some of that to the mid-shade, mid-tone green. You can cover over some of the dark, but not all of it. Painting is layer on layer and overlapping layers a lot of times. And keep letting your eyes scan back and forth between the reference photo and the painting you're doing. This is just blocking in color. Now I'm going in with the lightest green. This is not going to be the final green. And with each color you're using, you're also reshaping each of the branches and the different leaves that you see, the clusters of leaves. Don't try to make an exact copy of the reference photo because it's not a fun process to do that. It adds a lot of pressure. Just kind of use it as an idea of where you would like to go with your painting. If you notice, the sunlight is off to the left, and that's why you see the lighter branches on the left and the top, and the shade underneath that. As you see, it's starting to come together and look like a tree. It's time to paint the sky. We're not going to do real detailed on the sky, just ultramarine blue and white, 3 different shades, darkest for the top, medium for the middle of the sky, and lightest for the horizon. I use a bigger brush to put on the big open areas, and then I move to a smaller brush so that I can get in between the leaves. This is an opportunity to go in and reshape the branches of the tree and the outline of the tree if you would like. I'm pretty happy with how it looks, so I'm not going to do that. Now I'm moving to the smaller brush. And when you use the smaller brush, make sure that you also use the same color paint that you used for the background. So the dark for the top, the lightest for the bottom, and the middle and the middle. Go back over the areas that need a little extra touch up with the green. It's time to paint the grass. So once again, we're going to use the same green. We're going to use black and yellow and mix it together to get green. As you see, I have the light, medium, and dark. And I'm blocking in color, just to kind of establish where I want things to go. Try to get close to the tree. You want to add different shades in different areas, and then go in and make the shadow for the tree on the right-hand side with a little darker green. Now I'm going to use a small fan brush. You can use any kind of brush you want. On the back, start with very tiny strokes, and as you move forward, make them larger. You can always brush sideways like that too, since you can't exactly see strokes of grass in that distance. So I'm just going to do a little longer blade right in front. Just keep it up until you get the look you like. And here's the final look. Thank you for watching. Head over to my website and watch more videos.